In this video, we delve into the complex world of the UN's climate targets, exploring whether they are driven by sound science or merely political posturing. We will examine the origins of these targets, the scientific rationale behind them, and how political influences have shaped their evolution. From the successes and shortcomings of the Paris Agreement to the critical role of public perception and media, we'll unravel the intricate interplay between environmental goals and global cooperation. Join us as we also look ahead to the future of climate targets and the potential for technology and innovation to drive meaningful change. 1. The origins of the UN's climate targets. The UN's climate targets originated from an increasing global awareness of climate change's impacts. Back in 1992, the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC, was established to combat the growing environmental threat. This framework laid the groundwork for later agreements like the Kyoto Protocol and the Paris Agreement. The central idea was to limit global warming to below 2 degrees Celsius compared to pre-industrial levels. While this target seems straightforward, its roots lie deep within scientific research and environmental modeling. However, the effectiveness of these targets has been questioned due to their reliance on political will and international cooperation. 2. The science behind climate targets. Climate targets are not arbitrary, they are based on scientific research and data. Scientists have used climate models to predict future scenarios based on current greenhouse gas emissions. These models suggest that significant reductions in emissions are essential to prevent catastrophic climate change. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, plays a crucial role in synthesizing scientific findings to inform the UN's targets. Their reports provide robust evidence of the need for urgent action. However, the challenge lies in translating complex scientific data into actionable policy, which often leads to oversimplification or misinterpretation for political convenience. 3. Political influences on climate targets. Despite being rooted in science, climate targets are heavily influenced by political agendas. Countries vary in their willingness and ability to meet these targets due to economic, social, and political factors. For example, developed nations may have more resources to invest in green technology, while developing countries may prioritize economic growth over environmental concerns. Additionally, political leaders often face pressure from industries resistant to change, which can lead to diluted commitments. As a result, the ambitious targets set by the UN may sometimes serve more as political statements than actionable plans. 4. Successes and shortcomings of the Paris Agreement. The Paris Agreement in 2015 marked a significant milestone in international climate diplomacy. It brought nations together with a common goal: to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius. This agreement was hailed as a political success, as nearly every country committed to reducing emissions. However, the agreement's non-binding nature means that countries can set their targets and timelines. While this flexibility encourages participation, it also leads to varying levels of commitment and accountability. Critics argue that without stringent enforcement mechanisms, the Paris Agreement risks becoming more symbolic than practical. 5. Public perception and media influence. Public perception plays a vital role in the success of climate targets. The media significantly influences how these targets are perceived by the general public. Sensational headlines and alarming statistics can raise awareness but may also lead to skepticism or apathy. It's essential for the media to balance urgency with accuracy, presenting climate targets as both necessary and achievable. Public support can drive political action, but misinformation or misunderstanding can hinder progress. Therefore, transparent communication is key to garnering widespread support for climate initiatives. 6. The role of technology and innovation. Technology and innovation are critical components in achieving climate targets. Advancements in renewable energy, carbon capture, and sustainable agriculture offer promising solutions to reduce emissions. However, the deployment of these technologies requires substantial investment and international cooperation. Countries must share knowledge and resources to scale up these innovations effectively. Additionally, Technological progress should be aligned with social and economic policies to ensure a just transition for all communities. By embracing technology, the UN's climate targets can move from theoretical goals to practical solutions. 7. Challenges in global cooperation. Achieving the UN's climate targets requires unprecedented global cooperation. The diverse economic and political landscapes of countries present significant challenges. Disparities in wealth, technology, and policy priorities can hinder collective action. Furthermore, geopolitical tensions and trade disputes can distract from climate commitments. The UN must navigate these complexities to foster collaboration and build trust among nations. By addressing these challenges head-on, the international community can work towards a unified approach to combat climate change. 8. The future of climate targets. The future of the UN's climate targets depends on the convergence of scientific evidence, political will, and public support. As climate science continues to evolve, targets may need to be adjusted to reflect new understandings. Policymakers must remain adaptable and responsive to emerging data. Simultaneously, political leaders should prioritize climate action as a critical component of national and international agendas. By aligning science, policy, and public engagement, the UN can transform climate targets from aspirational goals into tangible outcomes.